Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
Gather round, gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by...
Oh, what does this say?
Shall we take a closer look? The one we seek isn't here. Perchance we've come at the wrong time.
I dare say we shan't make much progress. Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off?
Now seems a fine time to sort through your belongings, Master.
Perhaps 'tis time we returned to our base of operations and deposited some of our finds.
This looks as good a place as any.
Well met, sir. Gotta take opportunities as they come, I say.
I've about had my fill of this place.
I'm the crown jewel of our performance.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak?
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
What was the same? They are.
Always a good time, this place.
To be taken care of before the day's done.
What delight.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. You've done a fine job culling those monsters, Your Majesty. 'Tis common knowledge among the people that 'twas you who delivered them from danger. The number of those who seek out this tavern in the hope of an audience with the Arisen grows by the day. Should you continue to display such valor, the day will soon come when Disa can no longer deny your presence. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. 'Tis a symbol of...
Naught compares to the sense of achievement that accompanies a job well done.
Indeed. You've culled more than your fair share of monsters. I expect tales of your valor will soon be told in taverns.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. You will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Disa's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels afore now, though I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Do not forget that we work to serve the...
'Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace.
Tell is, Vermund was once the Beastren kingdom.
Truly?
Indeed. Though 'tis not widely known among the common folk.
I've a pressing duty to which I must attend.
Won't someone do aught about this?
We have arrived.
We shall remain here.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
Now, I'm in fine fettle
Welcome respite before that castle and buttresses of the all honest coin is made while the sun is high.
Can't stomach places like this. Anyone gives me trouble, they'll taste steel.
Might look to partner up with someone else.
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
Herald from convenience and caution.
All this quiet makes me itch to cause a stir. Prayer's a waste of time. No one's listening.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. 'Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner. 'Twas never my intent to deceive you. I simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word, you mean to say that you are the true Arisen? that the Sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender. Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. Have you seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I shall send word to Captain Brandt if I discover aught you should know. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity to make good your escape.
Sven, where have you been, Your Grace?
Forgive me. I couldn't sleep.
You there! What are you up to?
This may require a delicate touch. Not much going on.
Our soldiers need better training.
In it now.
What's this? Come to admire my sculptures, have you? Ho, ho! To think my eminence as a collector would reach in the ears of the Arisen. If only my collection were complete, I'd fain allow you to inspect it. Alas, the sculpture that I commissioned to be its centerpiece is yet to arrive. And 'twould wound my pride to have you behold my collection ere 'tis made whole. If your curiosity shall not be denied, however, mayhap you'd consider paying a visit to the sculptor in my stead. The man's home is located in Bakbatal. You need only tell him that I eagerly await the sculpture's completion.
We may benefit from pursuing the information.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
Here I can let down my hair.
Well met, sir. No respect for the... Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right. Right on the roads, despite the hour. Much obliged.
I am honored to be called to your side, Arisen.
This inspires naught but misgivings.
Who are you supposed to be?
Living's hard, but dreams are free.
A lot of them.
If I could, I'd never leave.
Peruse at your leisure.
There's a number on my shoulders.
Stomach's complaining. I'll have an early supper.
Or to head home. Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right? On the roads, despite the out. You know where to find. Well met, sir.
Winches on all sides.
Mayhap I'll seek out a town
to make some good coin.
Wonder if this will be my lot till I'm old and grey.
I sense eyes upon us.
Always the same. They are today, just how I like it. Time to
Peruse at your leisure.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim as a true arisen. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Deeza's schemes run deep. To think, Deeza's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Deeza is the doting mother before the Regent King. If Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Deeza's focus, we may be able to gain more useful information. You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I am able to offer, I bid you, take the...
Phases. Now there's a name to remember.
There is much we ought to tend to, If we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim, of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Disa demanded Waldar amend the Code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, he now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, take this. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious, Your Majesty. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Some might find
Tad
tomorrow
rowdy.
best
Set my
thermal
nose to the ground.
Peruse at your leisure.
This is generally used as a material.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right on the roads? Despite the hour, you know where to find me.
Pawns aren't permitted entry to the palace, but I would see you to the entrance if I may.
Where are you off to?
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Quite the predicament.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
We shall await you here, Master.
I've got to focus.
I could see myself having a kiss.
Those recruits don't know pop from pop.
I'd sooner stay out of battle where it possible.
Dread to think.
My stomach's growling beneath my acting up today.
So, you've come. Captain Brant bade me allow you passage.
I'd hasten home, were this not my duty.
Is there aught you require?
So tired. Anyway.
I'd rather not draw steel if I can avoid it.
Or to polish up my gear for tomorrow.
I'll not stick my head where it will get cut off.
Mayhap I really would have been better with a baker.
Wish I had someone to talk to.
Greetings, Master. Is this where you've been all this while?
Do take care not to stray so far next time.
I'm surrounded by winches on all
The
sides.
best quality a soldier can have is loyalty.
I've no time for you now. Leave me be.
Have you come to release me from this jail? Who are you? Aha! Then we are presented with three options. Either the law of our world that allows only one arisen has been upended, or Jesus arisen is false, or you are lying to me. Have you proof that you are arisen, as you say? Ah, they say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, 'twould seem 'tis true. This reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, a man named Crusoe appeared and claimed to be arisen. He went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true arisen, the one fit to lead them as their ruler. And what befell him, you ask? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was liberated from his shoulders on the spot. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be, Escape? But why? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts. I can devote all my time to my own interests. And I need not turn my ear to Deesa's absurd demands. 'Tis a paradise to me, this cell. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, I might rethink the matter. Tell me, does that ring any bells? Oh, to think such a place existed. Now, guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way on my own.
Best quality of soldiers now.
So, I've barely been to Tom.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
Tis locked, Arisen.
We shall have to find the key then.
Aye, this should be far enough. My thanks. If you truly are Arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
Wish I had someone to talk to.
We have what we need to deliver, do we not? Let us find the intended recipient.
We need only pass our burden into the hands that await it.
You have my support.
Terrible itch. I hope 'tisn't fleas.
I can but trust my faith will guide me.
Where was I found again? Tis me to come to see really.
Peruse at your leisure.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. It seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause. Mayhap 'twould be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. He might have knowledge that could benefit you on your travels. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray, take this. Consider it remuneration for your Majesty's efforts. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. For some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds. But as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter of from where he hails remains a mystery. But mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind the mask. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? My thanks. Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. I shall have them ease security, so pray, slip into the venue through whatever opening presents itself. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Few will think to be wary if they believe you a fellow masquerader. Here, this should suffice to help you blend in. Take care, Your Majesty. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers.
I found a bit of fun.
Weary at this hour, sir? You must have quite a... tale to tell. You know where to find the solution. Eludes me, but I'm certain there is one.
We could do with a lantern's light. 'Tis a glad thing I came prepared.
Thank you kindly. I did not mean to trouble you.
Not sure what they expect. I'm no cook. Wonder what's going on.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Mustn't let it burn. Not of import ever happened here, anyhow.
Still waiting on that report.
We're here, Master.
We shall await you here, Master.
We must consider the needs of the common folk.
Welcome respite from all that hustle and bustle.
But not at the expense of my duties.
My head will roll if aught goes awry.
We've naught to discuss.
Come now, loosen those purse strings.
My sword arm could use some work. My sword arm could use some work.
Done by pass off the stresses of all my days. I'm in fine fettle today.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
Our soldiers need better training.
Mayhap I'll treat myself to a tipple before bed. I could use a bit. Nice to see you again.
We must rest, though the sun is still up. Though our foes were familiar. Shall we get some rest then?
Seems naught ever goes right.
The sun may have fallen, but the day is far from over.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Ready to forge on?
I hope 'tisn't fleas.
The rules at your neck.
Wonder what's going on in town.
Quite the predicament. Quiet at last.
It seems we must part ways for the time being.
Wise that are as discerning with time as with coin.
Mayhap you've been misinformed, sir. But there isn't to be a masquerade this day.
But not at the expense of my duty. Dull days for
longer
us
the
are
better.
a sign that all is well.
What is the life?
Would that such peace reigned eternal.
I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet life.
I've a duty to attend to. As 'twere.
Not sure why I patrol it, if I'm honest.
I've been listening feeling I've forgotten something.
This place.
Perchance you've heard. The coronation is soon to be held, it seems. The Sovereign, wounded in glorious combat with the dragon, is recovered at last. No tidings could be more joyous. Indeed, 'tis a weight off my heart to think that our fair Vermund shall once again be governed by a true ruler.
Just about anywhere. When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble today.
What delights might there be to find in town today? Might try my hand at a new trade. What should I do? Not at this hour.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak?
I hope the day's treating you well.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. There is one other thing. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers. Is there aught else you would speak of, Your Majesty? Do not forget that we will...
As I recall, we have another matter to attend to in this domain.
Perhaps we ought to go there first. What say you, Arisen? A good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the morrow. Up we get. We can expect a busy night.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Feeling rested, I trust?
I'll take it.
The rules at your neck.
Wonder what's going on in town.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble today.
If that is your destination, we cannot follow. But know that your return is eagerly awaited.
The masquerade is already underway, sir. 'Twill be a long night. Longer still for those of us on guard.
You're far from your station, are you not?
I was bored out my skull guarding the palace. At least here I can listen.
Happiness, full sun by dusk.
This is no small quandary.
Our first sovereign in decades. At last, we will see the end of the age of proxies.
I shan't let anything spoil my evening.
Surely someone will ask me to dance along.
Is this fast truly to the sovereign's taste?
I hope the sovereign shall be well enough to dance anon.
I do wonder who's behind the mask, but I shan't pry.
Dull days for us are a sign that all is well.
Is no less important than death.
Such quietude is a blessing.
What is life without a little spice?
Would that all my day...
Talent's talent, whate'er it may be.
Why, you're... No. Pay me no mind. We who are gathered here are naught but nameless nobles. 'Twould be uncouth to inquire after another's identity.
It would seem our sovereign has recovered enough. 'Twouldn't do to meddle in each other's affairs here.
Methinks I'll have a rest. My feet ache from dancing.
Such quietude.
Townspeople depend on me.
Another fancy
So,
party
tell me
host.
more. I shan't let anything spoil my evening.
Might as well make merry while the wine flows.
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
Another ale can't make my dancing any worse.
These festivities are part and parcel of our station.
No. Pay me no mind. We who are gathered here are naught but nameless nobles. 'Twould be uncouth to inquire after another's identity.
Does life have meaning, or is all we do involved?
The sooner my duties are concluded, the better.
Dull days for us are a sign that all is well. I will see to it that the law is upheld. My sword all my subjects so tranquil. I've a pressing duty to which I must attend.
Everyone who dances with me complains of sore feet.
Surely 'twasn't my affairs of which they whispered.
So tight. I'd kip just about anywhere. I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
I'm frightfully busy. No time for idle chatter.
Sir, how can I be of assistance?
Barely lift their swords.
It is not at all taste.
What is this?
Well now, you're...
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area. Well, scour all you like. You won't find
In here.
I've been here the whole time.
Open up!
Open this door right now. Coming in.
You're dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss.
Pray forgive the intrusion.
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playground? Hmm? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on, then. Keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king deserves royal treatment.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Tell us, Your Majesty, would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye. Let's change things up.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check. Lest you forget, these celebrations of your valor are but a pretense for more serious matters.
I know. I do. It's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul. Till then, however, you would do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand your position, Your Majesty.
Nay, I mean, as you say, I'll go and sober up.
Why not remove yours as well? This is not the masquerade hall, and we now find ourselves quite alone. What say we dispense with such pretenses and speak openly with one another, Lord Phasus?
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape. As you can see, I run an establishment that caters to certain pleasures. You're welcome to come and play anytime, if you escape with your life, that is. Know, however, that our services do not come cheap.
Some patrons can...
Another
What's
day
to be
just
done about
as
this?
dull as the last.
Must be my winter coat growing in.
Come see me in my bordlery, whene'er you're so inclined. I'll instruct my attendants to send you straight to me.
A fine spot to take my mind off my troubles.
This place is very dreary.
What's going on?
Fine place to collect my...
Do. Would that I had a helping hand.
Not much going on.
I'm not sure what to do with myself today.
There's ought to be said for peace.
Always the
and
same.
quiet.
That patron's
Just how I like it.
Could have sworn I had ought to...
Why can't I serve?
Field dairy we know what about.
Some call it cultured, I call it dull.
This is where I come when life gets overwhelming. 'Tis good to be reunited.
Quite the predicament.
No hurry to eat. Well met, sir. Marguerite.
Fun to brighten my day.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Well, well. He is merely Disa's puppet, then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her schemes. Even were he to be removed, I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. Phases, was it? He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard of him. Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further. You've done well, Your Majesty.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phaser's fellow, but what precisely is their aim?
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, Your Majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard. A minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain on scene, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deeza's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, Your Majesty? Are you willing to undertake this task? I shall ensure that the door to the minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
We have been entrusted with it. Task. Let us approach it with all due care.
'Twould seem we even need to visit the palace. Shall we make for Vernworth Palace? Let us make for the palace, that she might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. I dare not enter the palace, but I would fain escort you to the castle entrance.
You have our gratitude. Lead the way.
Here we are.
We shall await you here, Master.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me orders. Follow me!
Lots to do, and precious time, but not at the expense of my duty.
Back to it, I suppose.
Hubris is man's worst enemy.
Put bread on the table.
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
I wish the minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chambers with everywhere. There are times when no one's standing watch there at all.
Do you recall that package from Batawa delivered to the Minister's chambers last week?
Well, just between you and me.
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent Kin to request a private audience.
Or perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet, but at least he knows what's good for him.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
Oh, unwring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers. I will return presently.
Surely none more important than this. I speak of the ascension of the Sovereign.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the presence of your mother.
Nodded off for a
I'd
moment
sooner
there.
stay out of battle, were it possible.
Well, this is no good.
Well, well. We meet again. Is this stealthy business becoming a habit of yours?
Oi! Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, 'tis you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, milady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, milady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. Is that all you have to say for yourself? 'Tis sweet of you to mind your manners, but such niceties won't get you far with me. Something tells me this shan't be the last I see of you. Perhaps you'll be good enough to repay me when next we meet.
I'm tired of breaking my back for someone else.
Can't afford to retire at my age.
Back to it, I suppose.
What should I get up to today?
It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign.
Quite the predicament.
Let's make haste.
Slim pickings with legs.
Well, all he's already given me for last night's stuffing.
Very dull.
Coin's no good if you work yourself to death.
Well met,
I
sir.
can't help but feel I've wasted.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we offer you the power of the Godsway. Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though, 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well at all. Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilled between Vermund and his neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this Godsway? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, should you have time to spare, might you make for Melv? Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. Perchance it will help speed you on your way to Melv.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phasus fellow. But what precisely is their aim?
As a reward for Your Majesty's efforts, you have been invited to attend the coronation. 'Twould seem congratulations are in order. You will, of course, require raiment befitting of the occasion. I would ask that Your Majesty return once you've procured such attire. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Aught shall change once we have attended the coronation. If Your Majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, 'tis best you do so afore we depart. Very well. The coronation is to take place on the morrow. We shall depart early in the morn, so your majesty would do well to get a good night's rest.
Master! Pray leave this place. My body, it refuses to obey me. There is a voice within my mind. It commands me, sways my very will.
Sways your will? Could it be that the gods sway? We must quit this place, your majesty. I fear our plans may fall to naught. Let us return to the tavern. We've been had. The false sovereign commanded the pawns at the coronation, proving his own power has arisen. According to Regent King Sven, the pretender was wearing some sort of lavish necklace at the time. I imagine this artifact is the Godsway mentioned in that letter. Perchance 'tis a tool that grants power akin to that of the true Arisen. 'Twould do much to explain the events that we have beheld afore now. Alas, unless we find some way to unmake this Godsway's power, proving your majesty's legitimacy shall be difficult indeed. Pray, allow me time to search for a way forward. I shall inform your majesty when I have prepared a plan of action.
Never could I have imagined such an outcome. What manner of artifact is this Godsway? I suppose 'tis pointless to ponder.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your while examining the palace ledger for evidence of the Queen Regent's misdeeds. I made a curious discovery. For some time now, it seems, she has been diverting a veritable mountain of gold to the daily purchase of sweet crown flower. What's more, this inexpedient spending habit is recorded to have begun the very day on which Arthur, the would-be Arisen, appeared on the scene. This cannot be mere happenstance. I can only conclude that these sums are passing into the hands of Arthur himself. Yet 'tis strange, for sweet crown flowers only grow on the eastern edge of Vermont. I dare say 'twas not an item chosen idly. Mayhap this knowledge will guide us in our pursuit of the false sovereign. 'Tis a frail hope to be certain. Yet all the same, I would ask that your majesty venture to Vermont's eastern edge and probe into this young man's origins. I am glad to hear it, for I cannot shake the feeling that uncovering the identity of the false sovereign is the key to unraveling Deeza's scheme and securing your enthronement.
Do to someone else what I just did to you? What could she have meant by that?
Time to go home.
We could do with a lantern's light. Allow me.
Thank you. Is your pack slowing you down, Master? Pray, bear in mind that you can only carry so much by yourself.
Dull days for us are a sign that all... Not more. I only pray my watch shortly before ever happens here. Consign it all.
Shall we get some rest then? I trust we've all inspected our equipment.
Come, we've much to be getting on with. Feeling rested, I trust?
Lots to do. Have precious little time. This is I wonder what
ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
It would allow us to save our strength. Assuming we're not attacked, that is.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few. I overheard some of the soldiers standing guard outside the palace, discussing a curious rumor.
Regarding the Queen Regent and an important personage, you mean?
Indeed. Some suppose there is more to her relationship with this Batali dignitary than is publicly known.
In another world, I learned that a forgotten riftstone lies nearby. Shall I escort you there, Master?
Do not test me.
Battle is upon us! Not bad! Think nothing of it!
Splendid.
How dare you? Do not test me.
Give me a moment to think.
No.
Let my magics grant you an elemental...
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and true.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle. That the brute will seek out women with unwavering persistence.
Such single-mindedness makes our enemy predictable, but not necessarily easier to counter. The Arisen has been put to sleep!
All together now. The attack as one.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall!
Good. It shall be done. I am here to aid you, Arisen. Well done.
Tis a foe worthy of caution. Naught save our best will do.
Understood.
turn.
Is that a statue I espy over yonder?
We ought to take a closer look.
We are under attack!
Give me a moment to think, please.
Nothing I can't have.
Yeah, asking for it.
Come on, have at it.
Focus your strength, Arisen. Thank you. Arisen. I could swear I've seen what's needed here amidst what we have in storage.
Hard pressed, I need help!
My knowledge from other worlds tells me that a forgotten riftstone lies near here. Shall I lead the way? Well, we've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours sleep? truly are formidable, Arisen.
Then I shall remain by your side.
Stay with me, Arisen. Halt, if you please. Have no means of exploiting our enemies.
The paths to victory are myriad indeed. That strategy never would have occurred to me.
That's not what I expected. I can't imagine we're need of a campsite just now.
'Tis enough to make camp only when the need arises.
Hand over all the coin in your purse, now!
Turn out your pockets! I'm taking the lot. I will finish this, here and now! I shan't let them find you.
We are none of us alike in vocation.
Our respective abilities are unique as well.
Let us utilize our individual strengths wherever possible.
I've a modest talent for spotting materials that can be used to enhance your equipment. We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find it purposeful.
We've an opening. Focus your attacks.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall.
Tis pleasantly cool here, what with a canopy overhead.
We are not alone here. Monsters lurk nearby. I sense them.
You have my support.
I should be glad to assist you, Arisen.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service? Fancy a look at my wares? Always a pleasure.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Gold is a resource best spent judiciously.
This is the air course. Nothing's free in this world. Glad to be of service, sir. This is the course. Nothing's free in this world. Do stop by again. Happiness at full speed.
I'm not interested.
Is there aught else you care to ask? You're curious what I know of you? Quite a bit, I should think. Naturally, I'm not the only one. Our village has its own network of spies and informants, you see, and your title tends to make you stand out among the rumors we collect. You're the second arisen to come to Vermont, and you've allied yourself with Captain Brant against the Queen Regent. In response, she's... Oops. I mustn't say another word. Don't misunderstand. I'm no ally of the Queen Regent. I merely strive to maintain neutrality in political matters. Those who deal in information must ne'er align themselves with a particular power. Such is our village code. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Arthur, you say? I've lived in this village many a year, but I can't say I've heard of someone by that name. My apologies. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? If aught about our humble village seems strange to you, that is easily explained. For 'tis here that thieves are instructed in the skills they require. To begin with, those who wander into the village are evaluated for their potential aptitude. Of course, you are no exception. That you stand here now is proof you were deemed a worthy candidate, which is to say, you have my approval as the Thiefmeister. Is there aught else you care to ask? Aye. Take care then.
Can't say I've any tidings to share.
We shall await you here, Master.
You're like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket you find.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service?
What brings you here?
Tis a letter most inscrutable, and I fear it will remain as such if we cannot find another piece to this puzzle.
What you need of me? Well met, sir. How might I be?
I warn you, I'm not easily impressed.
trade, allow me to open yon chest.
Tis rather peaceful here, isn't it?
If we seek monsters, we shall doubtless find them ere long.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service?
I'll collect that. You needn't... Trouble yourself.
Well met.
What brings you here?
How might I be of service?
What brings you here? What brings you here?
Fancy a look at my wares? Do come again.
I suppose I could indulge you.
Don't bring trouble to my...
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Beg pardon? Why would you ask such a thing? A letter? Oh, you've made quite the discovery. Brass means imitating someone in thieves' cant. This letter means to say someone's taken on such a request. Naturally, I can say nothing as to the who or what of the arrangement. I'm sure you understand. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Aye. Take care then.
What brings you here?
I've things to do, if you don't mind.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service?
I'll sleep soundly tonight.
Ah, you must be the visitor I've heard so much about. Have you some business here in the village? You would know of our village? As you can see, 'tis a simple place, tucked away on the eastern edge of Vermund. Is there aught else I can help you with, sir? Arthur. 'Tis a name unfamiliar to me, I'm afraid. At least, no one by that name lives here, sir. As you like.
This is the inn. Of course, nothing's free in this world.
I shan't let circumstance dictate my prices. Do stop by again. Fine place.
Me? Just going for a stroll.
Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Arthur, you say? I've lived in this village many a year, but I can't say I've heard of someone by that name. My apologies. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Aye. Take care, then.
I'm not interested.
We shall remain here.
You made it after all. Guess that means I win. Oi, you lot best pay up.
Dear me.
You didn't disappoint, did you? You've done well. Seems only fair I answer any questions weighing on you. Go on. Ask away. Figures you'd want to know about him. We're supposed to be neutral. Ordinarily, I wouldn't say a word about one of our jobs. But I suppose I can tell you, the situation being what is. His real name is Dara. He was one of us, once. But he's been exiled. We had no choice, see? After he went off to play the false arisen. We're men and women of shadow. Center stage isn't our place to stand. That's why he was cast out. He'll ne'er be part of our village again. That all you wanted to ask? For all this, Dara was in line to become the next thief maester. But he failed. Took a massive injury to the chest during the trial. So the title fell to me. That's when he went off, saying he used the scar on his chest to pose as the Arisen. And what a scheme that turned out to be, eh? Now he gets to sit pretty on the best seat in the kingdom. Still, you'd have a hard time proving that he's not who he says he is. He's a wily one, that Dara. Always was careful not to leave behind a shred of evidence. But we can't have him thinking that he gets to go off and enjoy a peaceful life in a lap of luxury after breaking our code. Methinks he needs something to remind him of the debt he owes us. Here, this should do the trick. That all you wanted to ask? What can I say? Not many people bother with this place. Luckily for me, you were different. Knew I was right to bet in favor of the Arisen. Anyway, most visitors get fooled into going up to the manor. We send them packing with a trifle, and if they don't question it, good riddance. Anyone that complacent has got no business being a thief. We only train the rare few who make it here. Some might go so far as to say that the entire village was built around this spot. That all you wanted to ask? Aye. Till next time, then. Now, as to the Maester's teaching, not sure you'll be able to use it to its fullest potential, but I'll show it to you.
Comfort in the humdrum of daily life. You're here. I've been waiting for you.
So this is where you were, Master. I searched high and low for you. Do you take care not—
Well met, sir.
A reward for our efforts. I expect Captain Brant will know how to put what we've gleaned to good use. We ought to bring word of this to Captain Brant. I believe I can guide you to the person in question.
The guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
Living's hard, but dreams are free, I say.
Very well. I shall return.
It's been a hard day.
I have a knack for gathering items and am ever on the hunt for new finds.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
At least I go knowing I fought to the best of my ability.
Ah, good. I see the Arisen's...
Let me get that.
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
Surely a rest can wait till after we've examined our surroundings.
As I understand it, 'tis boorish to speak when you've naught to say, so I shall hold my tongue. You seem to be in fine fettle this morning, Master. It's about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
Not like a feast to get you ready for bed.
Good sleep is the key to a good adventure.